All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Jemesh who are well. Shalom to the hopeful elect, double honors to the elders who may not be of GMS but who do real well. And yeah, it says here UK ship struck by Iran-based militants. So yeah, let me just play this video before we get into it.
Iranian militants striking a British ship with a missile. That ship now on fire and in danger of sinking tonight. The Iranian-backed Houthi militants striking a British oil tanker, setting it ablaze. A U.S. ship rushing to answer the distress call. Here's Martha Raddatz.
Tonight, a troubling escalation. Iran-backed Houthi rebels attacking a British oil tanker in the Gulf of Aden, leaving the ship ablaze and reportedly at risk of sinking, the crew abandoning the tanker. Tonight, the destroyer USS Carney and a French warship are on their way to assist the Marlin Luanda, damaged by an anti-ship ballistic missile. Houthi rebels have launched nearly 36 attacks on commercial and Navy ships to show solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs telling me today that the 9 retaliatory strikes the U.S. has already carried out against the Houthis are designed so as not to cause a wider war. When you walk this fine line of not wanting it to escalate, what would you say to those people who are your critics who would say, look, they're not being tough enough on these militants. They're not being tough enough on Iran.
I would also ask, do they want a broader conflict? Do you want us in a full-scale war? That's the goal, is to deter them, and we don't want to go down a path of greater escalation that drives to a much broader conflict within the region.
What is clear tonight is that deterrence is thus far not working, and in fact, these attacks on commercial ships are only getting worse. David?
And much more.
And why are they getting worse? Well, the scripture says here, Joel 3:10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So now you got these Houthi rebels. They're a bunch of. It's like me and the guys. Me and the man. Then we just come together and we're like, right. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna go fight. We're gonna go fight the British military. We're weak. We can't really stand up to them. But through guerrilla warfare and stuff like that, we can do a lot of damage. Because we can do things you can't really do. Because before these British forces even mobilize, he's got to get kicked up the chain. This guy's got to get permission from the general. The general got to give permission to the captain. The captain has to call up the squad. Then he has to be authorized by the defense ministry and all of this rubbish. Man, these guys, I can get together with the guys. Right? Let's jump on a boat. Let's go and blow up this ship. We jump on a boat. We go there. We don't have to wait for 24-hour authorization and get permission to go into this person's backyard, or it's a black operation, so he has to get signed off. Say if you get caught, we're not taking responsibility for it. You can't fight in the same way that these rebels can, because it's guerrilla warfare, and you use everything to your advantage at war. Just like these rebels can't, they don't have access to these nuclear arms. But they're saying they don't want to escalate it because, it will turn into a greater war, because they see they're at the precipice of something. They realize if they come down harsh, then there's going to be retaliation and other people are going to get involved. Because ultimately, you really have to sit there and think who is funding these rebels? Who is funding these people? It could be a nation. I don't know. I'm just speaking as a man. Russia could say, okay, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So here you got these Houthi rebels, and now they're beefing with the UK and the USA, and he's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna give them arms. I'm gonna give them missiles. I'm gonna give them rockets. I'm gonna give them guns. I'm gonna give them ammunition. So it's not as straightforward as we think. And ultimately, they're saying they don't You know, they don't want it to escalate. It's really out of their control, because when you really look at the elites, the reason why they do this stuff is because they consort with their demons. But we know that Adawan controls these demons. So they're being told to do stuff that these demons are telling them to do, but the Lord controls these demons. So ultimately, what is really going on here? This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but Adawan pondereth the hearts to do justice, and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. So the Lord is creating justice and judgment on the earth. It doesn't matter what they sacrifice to these demons. It doesn't matter with these Christians going to Sunday baptism, praying to the Lord and saying, well, you know what, I'm gonna fast if you make sure World War III. This is the Lord's will to do justice. You know, once them arrows fly off, you know, there's no turning back. And you got this reprobate Boris Johnson saying some stuff. Let me play this a little bit.
States, actually, they're going to station nuclear weapons in the UK for the first time in 15 years. And that's down to tensions escalating with Russia.
Pentagon documents have revealed that RAF Lakenheath in Suffolk would host the warheads that are reportedly 3 times as powerful as the Hiroshima bomb.
This comes as Boris Johnson has vowed that he would fight for his country if the UK goes to war.
Well, let's speak right now to political commentator Stephen Carlton Woods. Good morning, Stephen. What's your reaction to both of those points, actually? The fact that, once again, we're going to have American nuclear weapons in Britain, and that Boris Johnson will join up if necessary.
First off, he ain't joining no front line. The Boris Johnson ain't going on the front line. His fat ass can't do nothing. And they want to talk about they want to conscript people under 50. I ain't fighting for this country. After all this, what did Muhammad Ali say? No Viet Cong ever called me nigger. No Russian I know of ever called me nigger. I am not fighting for this country. And you have a lot of people who have that same sentiment. You have Edomites who live in this country and they don't believe in what this country does. They don't want to fight for this country. Not to mention the ones who might want to fight, and this is a big might. I mean, these guys are so soft. You can't train them. They're not mighty, man, in the spirit. I mean, you go on the front line. Sometimes you might run out of bullets. You gotta take the knife. You gotta come in real close and up close to somebody. Put the knife in his gut. Turn it up. These people ain't gonna do that, man. My man's sitting there like talking about there's 22 genders. Bro, you're not ready for these Russians, man. That you got no answers for this.
Right, well, first of all, I'm quite surprised this story's still running. I covered this on my radio show on Thursday afternoon, looking at what these comments that were said at the time, but this rolled over into yesterday's papers as well. So the Telegraph led with this and pointed out the fact it's the first time that the Americans will have their nuclear weapons on our soil in 15 years. Now, back in 2008, as cost-cutting measures and the demise of the Cold War, that's why they removed their nuclear warheads from British soil. However,
see, cost-cutting measures, that's why they removed the nuclear arms. When Esau stops caring about money, then there's something wrong. I saw one thing the other day. It's like these guys, I actually got it up here. It says sucked into an oil pipe, the Paria diving incident. Now, you had these, a team of 5 divers were doing maintenance work, right, on this underground pipe, and they got stuck in there. And they could have mobilized people to go and actually get them out. But what they did was they looked at the cost analysis and they said it cost more to go down there and rescue them than to wait for them to die and just flush them out the system. So you got their ships being attacked, their tankers being attacked, which is carrying oil, right? Probably millions of pounds of oil. And these people are just abandoning ship. So when Esau is abandoning his money, his material goods, his wealth, when something above that is now more important to him than his money, then you really have to think, what are they doing? So now they're looking at like, well, it's going to cost you $1 million a day to host these, to put these nuclear, because you got to think, if there's nuclear arms in that place, they're going to have to get security. They're gonna have to up the security for those places, right? You're gonna have to have you're gonna have to build silos. You're gonna have to have suits. You're gonna have to create protocols for this. All training in case they need to fire it off. All of this stuff costs money. To the point where he doesn't care about it. It just shows you how serious it is, because these people are cheap as hell. These Edomites are cheap as hell, man. They could have had Jake be easy, but they don't even want to pay Jake. But 30 acres and a mule, they say, nah, we rather keep the 30 acres and a mule and watch you suffer. So from the fact that they're willing to go in their pockets out of this and lose money over this, it just shows you how serious this is. Because the only thing Esau cares about is money, man.
When we think about the seriousness of nuclear war these days, and as you said earlier on, the far more powerful now. In fact, they're 20 times more powerful than the bomb on Hiroshima. So
I don't know how true that is. It says 3 times stronger than the Hiroshima bomb. He's saying it's 20 times stronger than the Hiroshima bomb, but I don't know. Like, regardless, if the Hiroshima bomb killed 1 million, you're saying these new bombs are capable of killing 3 million. Or if you're saying it's 20 times stronger, then you're saying it's capable of killing 20 million as opposed to 1. And the guy goes later on into saying how these nuclear bombs, you only really need 2 of them to end mankind. And the Lord said he's gonna throw, is it 2,000 times 2,000? Brothers can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm roughly paraphrasing that scripture. So the Lord is gonna send hella missiles down here, man. Brothers can look into this themselves, but at the end of the day, no one is looking to join these places. They're gonna have to force people to join up, and that's all gonna go into this civil unrest, because people are not gonna want to join. People don't believe in this society anymore, man. You force these people against these people. They've created their own worst enemy, and it can only be the Lord that's created something like this, because these people are sitting there thinking that they're gonna create civil war and then they're gonna come out on the other side, when really and truly it's like, how could you even think you're gonna come out good for this? People are gonna be hunting you down. I won't even say that, man, but these people really think that them destroying themselves is gonna, it's like me taking crack and then going to the gym. It's not gonna work. Like, they're trying to destroy their society, and then saying they're gonna build it back up after destroying it. That makes no sense. I'm not gonna chop off my legs and then say I'm gonna run a marathon. This is the kind of craziness that Esau thinks in his mind, man. Which just shows you he's absolutely crazy. This is Job 20:27. I'm gonna start 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon. When them Houthis came on the ship, he run off, man. And the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his goal. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. And tabernacle goes into, places of worship. So you're not going to have any of these people who believe in Esau's philosophy really backing this man, towards the end of it. They're going to see this man for how base he really is. And it just shows with these rebels actually back in Palestine. Because everybody's looking at these JOOs as being unreasonable. You have no reason to be in the land, and then you're turning around and you're terrorizing the people after you've taken over the land. And it just shows you through the spirit that they're Edomites, because this is what these Edomites done in America, Australia, New Zealand, the continent of Africa, damn near everywhere they've gone. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. You left the oil tanker worth millions, man. Now, these rebels could literally just jack the stuff, go and sell it on the black market. Who knows? But he can't even protect his goods right now at the moment. This is the portion of a wicked man from Adawan, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. So yeah, Lord willing, this increases, and the Lord sends out more judgments. And you can just see these Edomites are just, they're hoping that it doesn't escalate. But that's not in the Lord's plan. The Lord's gonna put them demons to convince you that is worth you starting a war, and you're gonna get yourself smacked ultimately by the chariots. You know, and the brother said earlier, he said, you gotta wake up and smell the coffee. You know, these guys are gonna wake up and they're gonna smell nuclear fire, man. So yeah, all praises to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Jemas who well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, this video was edifying.